Mr. Jethmalani, I want to begin by asking you, what is your first reaction to the verdict?
My first reaction is that this is a very welcome judgment. The accused, particularly the two whose bail has been refused, right, were alleged to be charged with very serious offences under the UAPA. They are anti-national activity, and charges are sedition and terrorist activity. These are very serious offences, and the judges seem to have found, the Supreme Court bench has found, that there's a strong connection with their activities and the offences which are alleged. And the activity that took place. They're part of a conspiracy to basically bring about regime change and destabilize the country. And all offences punishable under the Unlawful Activities Act and the IPC. Now the BNS, of course.
Now, what evidence, as per you, has led to the court cancelling the bail of both Umar and Sharjeel?
I don't think it's a question of cancelling bail. It's not granting bail. It's not granting bail to them. Right? They were not on bail before this case. Their bail was not being cancelled. Their bail applications were rejected. Correct? So the allegations against them are that they have destabilized the country by various speeches, by various activities. There was an attempt to undermine the economy of India. Now, the exact acts on which they relied on, until I read the judgment, I can't tell you. But what they have said, that there was a conspiracy to bring about regime change, to cause terrorist activity, to disrupt the sovereignty of India by indulging in terrorist activity. There were statements which we have seen earlier on tapes. I don't know whether the judges have relied upon it in their judgment, that there was an attempt to, challenge. There was a video clip which was played out in court, which suggested that at least one of them, I think it was Sharjeel, who said that you should be, that the Siliguri corridor belongs to the Muslim community, some such thing he's supposed to have said. So, basically it was a breakup. All the statements which he made, right, at various gatherings, which are disclosed on video, right, are all meetings which suggest that they were out to undermine the territorial integrity of India. But I don't know which exact facts the judges have relied upon. When we see the judgment, we will see it. So they are very, very serious offences. They are anti-national activities.
Now, people like Zoran Mamdani will still twist this verdict, and some Indians do fall for that narrative. So what facts of the matter need to be known to them?
Look, the facts of the matter is that Zoran Mamdani is a creature who has been propped up and his election financed by George Soros, who is a known anti-Indian overseas philanthropist, right? He uses his funds to destabilize India. He's very anti-India. He has links with I'm talking about Mamdani, has links with the Muslim Brotherhood, right? And he has links with with Hamas. Indirectly, he has actually been financed this election by Hamas. So his credibility is, given the fact, the space which he comes from, the person who he is a puppet of, given all these facts, indicates that he's got no credibility. What he says, we should know. Looking at his antecedents, we should really be ignoring his statement. But the only thing we should really do is, since he has questioned the Supreme Court judgment, right, not indirectly, by suggesting that Modi ji, the Prime Minister, was involved in the Gujarat riots after the Supreme Court has given him a clean chit and said the whole case was a fabricated one to falsely implicate him by political opponents, right? We should actually be cancelling his OCI. Plus, these present statements which he is making, there's an under trial. There are 2 under trials in India, right? And he's communicating with them, at least one of them, Umar Khalid. He's communicating with him and expressing empathy. And these people have now, today, their bail has been rejected, saying that they are conspirators in anti-national offences in India under UAPA. So on this ground alone, his OCI should be. What is his status? Has he read the charge sheet? Has he seen all the witness statements? Has he seen the documentary evidence in cases? He just goes around saying it because he's the mayor of New York. I mean, is he the mayor of New York? He should be confining himself to improving the finances of that city. His job is not to start taking pot shots every now and then on events happening in India, particularly delicate events pertaining to the territorial integrity of the country, which the courts of this country are dealing with. Who is he?
Okay, now does the Supreme Court verdict's prima facie prove that Delhi riots 2020 was a full-fledged conspiracy?
Look, we can only go. I have not done a detailed deep dive into the charge sheet. Right, I intend to now. Right, because after seeing that there was a complete regime change operation, and these people were probably financed by enemies of India overseas. Right, there are many things which we know. They're scattered things. We know scattered pieces of evidence, but the entire evidence, right, is something I'm not completely familiar with, and we all should now make ourselves familiar with this, right? Hats off to Mr. S.V. Raju, who has done a marvelous job in marshalling the facts of this case and the law. Hats off to him. He's done a stellar job, right? Nobody really knew the seriousness and the extent of the Delhi riots of 2020, right? But it was, it wasn't just some spontaneous riot or Hindu-Muslim event. It was an overseas conspiracy along with these local persons like Sharjeel Imam and others, right, to destabilize the country. It was all a response to CAA. It was really a response to CAA and President Trump's visit. So this is an overseas regime change attempt, right, with people who in this country who are actually no more than traitors. If it is true, if the charges against them are true, they are fifth columnists and they are traitors.
Okay. Now my final question to you is, was delay in trial deliberately used to try and get bail without defending the case?
No, see, bail doesn't depend on the result of the case. You get bail pending the case, right? Bail is your release on freedom, pending the case. And generally, the legal principle is that bail is the rule. You normally do get bail. But in very serious offenses, right, and where you have evidence connecting the accused person who is seeking bail to the serious offenses which have been alleged against him, then bail is not granted.
All right, thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. And with that, we're slipping into a short commercial break.